Whispers in the Walls is a collection of original ghost stories that range from haunting to humorous, spun from the minds of the writing team at Tennessee Horror News. These ghostly yarns will transport you to small town America into the depths of the past and neighboring dimensions. In these pages, you will find haunted objects, vengeful spirits, and other worldly horrors. What you won't find is anything you've ever read before. Includes new original stories from Isaac Thorne, Bryce Gibson, Dan Lee, Yeti, Angela McNichols, and Tyler Dean. Available at Lulu.com, Amazon, and Barnes & Noble. Get your copy now.
Hi, I'm Bill Mosley, and you're in the horror basement. Lick my plate, you dog bitch.
We have had a doozy of a day.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Welcome to the Horror Basement. I'm one of your hosts, Johnny. We got Jim Jam and Yeti here with us.
Jim Jam here.
Hey.
And we're serving up horror all over the land like biscuits and gravy. Baby. Yes, it has been a while.
It's been a while. It's so goddamn good to be doing this show again.
Yes,
man. This is like, I don't know. It's like vacation for me. I fucking love it.
It's Christmas. Going to be Christmas later this week. So on this week, we're talking about Christmas movies.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, y'all.
Krampus. We're going to review Krampus. We haven't done it, and we started in 2015, and we haven't reviewed Krampus in 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's like the fucking big Christmas movie. I watched Alien Christmas on Netflix, the animated short film, short story. I don't know if it's short. It's 40 minutes. And also, Creepshow Holiday Special. Ooh, on Shudder, exclusively on Shudder. Got a little bit of news and have a question. But first off, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We thank you for listening. If you're taking the time out, hope you have a great Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, whatever you celebrate, whatever you do, we hope you enjoy it. All right?
Yeah, man. I hope you have a good time with whoever you want to be with, whatever you're doing. I hope it's a good time.
Whatever you want to celebrate. Jim Jam, we'll just jump into this news. He said that Danielle Harris has a calendar that she's going to have and that she'll sign for you, and it's going to be $100.
100 big ones.
Which, I mean, she does charge like what, $30 to $50 per photo, like, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what they're.
So I mean,
really,
in essence, you're getting a deal if you're already in that market anyway.
Yeah, you're getting a deal, and you can look at it that way.
So
if you're already in that market.
But does she sign each individual one though? See,
Yeah,
so
what it
she
says. That's what it says.
Well, I mean, I imagine she signs the front of it with the
It's a
person.
limited.
Yeah. Well, hey,
Well, and I mean, it would be a cool collector's edition thing to have. I mean, especially if you're like, I don't know. When I think of like girly calendars, I think of like garages and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. So if you're
models and all that.
Yeah, like a Sports Illustrated calendar or whatever, you don't just hang that in your fucking house. I mean, but if you're a horror guy and you've got a garage or a workshop or something, it'd be great if you need to know what day it is.
Yeah, I mean, it would be. Even if you have like an office set up with, horror merch, and you have a calendar with a beautiful woman on it that's in horror, like, I mean, if you got the cash, hey, I ain't going to fucking hate on. You know what I'm saying? She's a good looking motherfucker to me, but
yeah. Danielle Harris is a bad motherfucker. I mean, she's super talented too. Don't want to like objectify her or anything. Like, she's super talented. She's a bad motherfucker.
But also, special announcement: the THN calendar coming soon, featuring us three.
Just like last year, If you pay us, Daniel Harris is charging $1,000. We're not quite on that level. So if you pay us $24.95, we won't send you a horror basement nudie calendar.
Oh my god!
You don't want to see it.
And just to clarify, fellas, it's just us. It's just the three of us. Angela's not involved in the calendar. We couldn't coordinate the photo shoot with COVID and everything, so it's just us. So I mean, $24.95, and you won't see all this. I mean, this isn't a hostage situation. It's a business venture.
We will accept 4 payments of $5.
Yeah,
You
I mean, you
That-
finance. You're
We'll cut it down. No, I don't know. It'll be 5 payments of 5, but I fucked up the math on that. Anyway,
No, it's fine. $24.95. I mean, if you pay it up, it's just like anything else. You pay it up front, you're gonna pay less than you finance.
Yeah,
And it's at
$5 if you can't afford it. Yeah, that'll work out better.
Yeah,
30.
six payments of $5. You'd be good. Financing fees. We got to pay the bank. We got to pay Uncle Sam. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Got to make sure you get them W-2s right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and, before we get moving, I was going to suggest this for next year, but why don't we do like a Christmas in July? And I didn't realize how many fucking Krampus movies there are. But like Tubi, or was it Tubi? Tubi or Pluto, one of them, whatever, Roku channel, they had like 5 of them, 5 fucking Krampus movies. But none of them were the 2015 one.
Yeah.
Christmas in July, we're going to rank. I'm putting you on the spot here. I did not
Oh
talk
god, no.
Look, I'm down with
You gonna make us watch them shitty movies?
Krampus. I love Krampus. I love bad movies. It sounds like a great fucking time.
Yeah, it was an idea. Or like next Christmas, we could like actually Krampus, the Devil Returns.
Mother Krampus.
Yeah, Mother Krampus. The Adventure, of Krampus or some shit. Yeah, dude. Come on. Krampus Origins. Yeah, the Christmas whatever devil. I don't know, man.
Oh man, I don't know if that's gonna work out, man. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Krampus the Reckoning, Krampus the Devil Returns. Yeah, there's all kinds of Krampuses, guys.
Yeah, dude.
I got something going on that day. I gotta go pick up groceries.
Well, you got months to plan.
Yeah,
I'm giving you months in advance for you to write out and to say how good it was in your opinion when you first watched it. Like you ain't got to watch them all back to back to back. I'm not forcing you to do that.
Yeah.
Like you got 6 months, bro.
Yeah, it'll be a Christmas in July
7 months.
extravaganza.
6 months, 1 movie a month, man.
That's too much for those.
I mean, and they're probably only like an hour and a half long. I mean,
Yeah, probably. I don't see any of them running over.
movies for way longer. Okay.
Okay, well,
Anyways.
yeah, whatever. But hey, I want to bring up one of our commentaries we did a long while ago for Treevenge.
Oh yeah, that was
This
a long.
is a Christmas holiday episode. Definitely need to check that out on YouTube. It's called
One around the first year.
Treevenge.
We was doing commentaries over fuck.
I got a funny story from here recently about Treevenge. So we're out grocery shopping, running errands. My boy's in the car. He's 9, and he says, "Hey, Dad," because we're talking about Christmas movies, and we're gonna watch Krampus with him later this week. And he said, "Hey, Dad, what's that movie where the trees eat the people?" I was like, wasn't there like a scene from a fake movie in Scrooged about that? Because I totally watched Scrooged with him last year because I'm a super responsible parent. And he was like, no, Scrooged is about the guy from Ghostbusters who has the TV show. And I was like, okay, yeah, fair. And I was like, was it Treevenge? Did I watch Treevenge with you? And he was like, yeah, that was it. It was where all the Christmas trees came to life and killed all the people. And I was like, God, I drink too much around the holidays.
Yeah, Tree Vents is just a short film too, so I mean, it's not like there's anything.
It's amazing.
And it's got some people from Trailer Park Boys in it.
Yeah,
It does.
hold on. But speaking of Scrooge, I mean, I watched that as a kid and I loved it. I loved Scrooge. That was probably back in the day. That was my top fucking Christmas movie. Like I loved it.
I finally pulled the trigger and bought the DVD this year. Like we have fucking little plug here. We have in the Maryville area, we have a place called the Dungeon, which is just chock full of DVDs and games and VHS tapes and fucking big one sheet horror posters and shit. The guy who runs it, Jason, he's my buddy. He's a horror guy. Like, dude's fucking awesome. But like, I texted him. I was like, "Hey man, do you have Scrooged?" And he was like, "Yep." And I have like how some people have a tab at a bar. I have a tab at the fucking movie store. I'm like, put it on my fucking stack. So I've got Scrooged. I bought it this year. I'm so fucking proud. I'm so happy to have that in my collection now. Love it.
That is a good movie.
Favorite Christmas movie. Like bar none.
What about Die Hard?
Movie. It's like not even on my top 10.
Yeah, I don't consider Die Hard a have to watch around Christmas movie. Or
yeah,
it's always that one that jumps up.
Christmas movie.
I don't think I've watched Die Hard in a few years. Yeah, but I haven't really watched it in quite some time. I do enjoy Die Hard though. But speaking of movies that I enjoyed, I know y'all probably haven't seen it, but Alien Christmas, I talked about this months ago. It's 40 minutes long on Netflix. I watched it, and it's a really cute Christmas movie. It has almost like a Grinch Stole Christmas feel, heartwarming. Great for the kids. Like it gets a little crazy at the end where there's a battle.
I'm probably either gonna watch that, like probably gonna watch it Christmas Day.
Yeah,
but it's definitely on my list this year because the guys behind it are the same guys who did was it Kehoe Brothers? I could be getting the name completely wrong.
Director was Chiodo and the writers Keelan or
yeah, it's the Kyoto Brothers. Yeah, I was close.
Is that
but way off at the same time.
Well,
yeah.
I don't. Yeah, the Kyoto based on the book of the. Yeah, is that Kyoto Bros?
Yeah, Kyoto. They did fucking Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which I adore.
Yeah, that's it. Duh. Yeah, I got you now.
So I'm really looking forward to watching that. I'm probably gonna watch it on Christmas. Work it into the lineup of because at the root of it, I'm like a lame fucking dude. So I still watch Frosty. Like I bought Frosty on DVD.
In there with that.
That's a great horror movie too, because that movie is actually kind of scary.
I know, right?
All of them little claymation movies are kind of scary.
Yeah, I still watch like Frosty and Rudolph and fucking.
Dude, it's perfect. Like I was sitting there thinking, like while watching, I was like, dude, this is like perfect. Would go perfect in a rotation because of just the way it looks and the feel of it, and it's heartwarming. A little sad here, like 1 second or two, but then it's just like, yeah. And plus, it's got Alien. It's got fucking Alien, dude. I love it.
It sounds like a great time. I'm really looking forward to watching it. I'll tell you another thing that's been really good, because I guess we're just talking about Christmas movies now, is fucking Christmas Chronicles. I watched it last year. I watched it this year. I'll watch it next year. The first one I loved. Kurt Russell as Santa Claus, so good. The adventure. I might have cried a little bit toward the end. It's a good fucking movie. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite, recent Christmas movies that aren't also horror movies. You know what I'm saying? The sequel is fine. It's fun. But, I found myself, while we were watching it, calling the ending to it. I was like, and this character's arc is going to be this, and this is going to happen at the end, and I fucking nailed it down. You know what I'm saying? Before, before the end of the second act.
Yeah,
But it's still Kurt Russell as Santa Claus, so I can forgive all the predictability of it. Yeah, I don't know. That's just me.
that movie.
Hmm?
I'm not really interested in that movie, guys. I don't know. Like, y'all keep talking about it like around
Christmas Chronicles is the bomb.
Give it a shot, man. Seriously.
I'm telling y'all that I don't care, but y'all keep bringing it up. Speaking of another holiday special, Creep Show.
Oh man.
Man, oh man, oh man.
I am so glad. Like, thank you for bringing that up because I didn't even know it was a thing. Because I've been so disconnected lately. Like, I've got this new job where I'm like online all fucking day. So like when I get off work, like I barely answer my phone. I don't want to be online. I just want to fucking play guitar and fucking just hang out and get high. And so I really appreciate you bringing this to our attention, dude, because this was so much fun.
Yeah, and I seen people posting about it, and it was already my goal to watch this movie. You know, once I heard that it was coming out, and I think we might have talked about it months ago, maybe, I don't know, might have brought it up in passing, but it's just like I was like, man, I'm gonna have to watch this. I watched all the other Creep shows. Oh, whoa, what?
Hi.
Surprise, y'all! Surprise!
Miracle.
Guess what, Angela? What we're talking about?
Nudity.
No, we already talked about that.
No,
mini holiday special.
Oh.
So you come in at the right time.
Awesome. I have just a minute before I have to go get ready for work.
That's
All right, well, I wanted to invite you in real quick. Just can you give us your thoughts about it? Because I know you watched it.
Watched what?
The
what? I'm sorry?
The Creep Show Christmas special.
Oh, no, I haven't had a chance yet. I was going to watch it tonight when I got home.
Oh.
Okay, well, we won't spoil it for you, but it is amazing.
It's really fucking good.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to watch it tonight when I get off. I miss you guys.
Miss you too, man. Fucking, I'm really hoping after the first of the year and shit settles down, you'll be able to. Man, I miss having you on the show so fucking much.
Yeah, it looks like things are going to change. I won't bore you with the details, but I won't be probably working both my days off anymore. Just one of them when I can. So
that's so amazing.
Well, we all know that Angela's got bank right now because working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. Them paychecks are fat as hell, ain't they?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, taxes are chewing a good chunk out of them as well. So sadly.
Yeah.
Take away.
So I was gonna say I kind of wanted to put together maybe like a top 10 of some of the favorite movies I watched this year. No matter if they're old or new horror movies, but just ones that I've maybe never saw before.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, that sounds great.
That's awesome.
Cool. So, well,
right,
okay. I will talk to you guys soon, and hello everybody out there. So sorry I've been working so much.
No,
these things happen, man. These things happen.
Yeah.
So okay, bye.
There you go. The Shudder Christmas special. Robert Weston has reason to believe he might be a werewolf, but when he goes to a Shapeshifters Anonymous support group, learns that there's something far more sinister than his curse to worry about. I didn't know. I didn't read the synopsis of this movie or the whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch the trailer. I just like, it's a Creep Show holiday special, and I'm watching it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
that's kind of where I was.
I was like, let's just go into it. And then my brother watched a little bit of it with me, and I didn't even know where he's going. Like, I didn't read the sign real well, I guess. And he's like, it's Shapeshifters Anonymous. I didn't know whether how the movie would turn out, or the show, whatever you want to call it. Because I was like, is he really a werewolf, or are these motherfuckers full of shit? You know?
Yeah, it seemed kind of goofy at first.
It did. It seemed really fucking goofy.
And
but
the lead actor, I was just like, where do I recognize him from? I didn't look up anybody's name though. But yeah, I did a pretty shit job on research.
Yeah, I didn't research shit. I just watched it, and So I don't know who played what. There's only one person in the cast that I know, and it was my least favorite part of the show because it was dumb.
What is that?
Like the very end where the girl makes the wish for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I recognize him. Well, only because they said who he was.
Yeah.
But he goes in and he's like, I think there's something wrong. Or no, he said they called a number, like somebody's in the background. He's like, are you the one that sounded like a douchebag on the phone?
Yes. So the setup is that there's this group like Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics, that Shapeshifters Anonymous is a support group for people who are therianthropes, which is like the blanket term for people who turn into like animals, like whatever. So he finds this secret URL on I would assume the deep web, and calls the number for the hotline and gets the password to join the group. And it's just like a group full of shapeshifters and a furry.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
can you really consider her a furry because of hippopotamus?
Yeah, it's still a fursona. Yeah, furries are weird, but I think that the community is unfairly maligned for the nefarious actions of a few. It's one of those, a few, like one bad apple spoils the bunch kind of things. Like I really do think furries are unfairly maligned in popular culture.
We're gonna get into furries. It's just people that like to dress up.
Yeah, I mean
they want to be an animal, or they want to not be themselves for that. You know what I'm saying?
Johnny secretly wants to be a furry.
I like furries because they're like big stuffed animals.
Yeah, stuffed animals are
cool. You know. So I always wanted one that could talk.
Johnny.
But I couldn't be a furry. You know why?
Why?
Because it'd be too fucking hot. How the fuck do you sit in that suit?
And do you know how much they pay?
Dude, yeah.
For those fucking fursuits? Like, that's another thing. It's like, people don't understand, like, the commitment that goes into that, like, kink or hobby or whatever, because it kind of blurs the line between kink and hobby.
I don't know, dude. Like, there's probably some communities that are, but there's probably the majority of them aren't. You know, it's something they can dress up and no one judges them in that community. You
get to completely escape.
You can be totally anonymous if you wanted to. Like, you wouldn't even have to show your face. You wouldn't have to tell them your real name. Stop, Tucker. Sorry, Tucker's messing with the wire. Stop. God. But yeah, speaking of furries, my little furry bundle of joy, Tucker. Anyway, so a creep show. Yeah, I don't know how you'd be a furry hippopotamus. I don't know what that would look like. And then you got the silent guy that just sits there and doesn't say nothing, and he's a big buff dude.
He kind of reminded me, like, I didn't take the time to look up on IMDb.
I can't find anything on it, so.
But he reminds me of Bull from Night Court.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that real fucking just stoic fucking big bruiser kind of look to him.
So like he was in like the 300 or something.
Yeah, like he looks like he'd beat you to death and not break a sweat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
His name is Derek Russo.
Derek Russo. I feel like I know that name from somewhere.
Probably
Probably
was the Keymaster in Jumanji Next Level.
Oh yeah, was he in anything else? Because I feel like there's a lot of people like he's been in several things where I'm like, holy shit, is that Bull? And it's not. It's not Bull.
But the main character was in the Mindy Project. If you watch it,
I did not. My wife did though, and she said it was a good show.
Yeah,
but he is. I don't know how many episodes, but he was in Cobra Kai as Bo.
I don't know. Maybe he's in the new season. But it takes a twist. Like it's weird. It was weird. You know what I'm saying?
It's like because it's not a holiday themed episode. So are we going into spoiler territory on this?
Yeah, man. But I got a first question though. Did you think the kid was going to eat the shit?
Yes, I did.
You see how far he just like threw it at the end of the table towards the kids. Like,
were you disappointed that he didn't?
Kids like, ooh, a Snickers.
Yeah, I was like, man, but I think that was the whole purpose.
Hey, he had it in that new Tupperware like you got, Johnny, that you can hear.
Dude, they used the Rubbermaid Tupperware. I wonder if Rubbermaid paid to be on there.
That's that good Tupperware. That's that fancy shit.
Just so we're clear, he started shitting buttons and zippers
and pieces of fabric.
He went to the doctor about it, and he wanted a stool sample, and this motherfucker carried it in a Tupperware dish, like you carry your lunch into, like I do or used to on a daily basis. Stop, Tucker. My cat is really getting to me today. But it was Rubbermaid brand. I know the fucking brand.
Yeah.
And
it was container red lid.
It was just out in the open, clear. Yeah. It's like, dude, why didn't you put that in the bag, bro?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, brown bag that shit. Because, like, I know I would be embarrassed to have that, and I would do anything in the world to, like, not let people know I was carrying a bowl full of shit.
And it was, like, the solid, like, log chocolate Tootsie Roll looking, like, brownie shit. Like, they probably made it out of brownie is what I imagined, like, formed it. But that's why I was expecting when they were in the doctor's office for the kid to eat it. So
I was. Because
just so we know.
He, to fill out his doctor's office paperwork, he just tosses his bowl on the table and then slides over to this annoying-ass kid. And I'm just waiting on him to reach over there and grab a chunk of it like it's a brownie or Christmas fudge or something and just fucking nom down on it, but he doesn't. And I was mildly disappointed, but at the same time, I'm like, good job for not taking the obvious shit joke.
Yeah, I guess that was the point of it too. And that's what made it a little odd because, you got, like you said, you got a poop joke in it, first off. Like it's the beginning of the movie or the show, the short, whatever you want. I don't know fucking what you call this. I keep fucking that up. But and they just move along and telling their stories. One of them's a turtle, a were-turtle.
Tortoise.
A were-tortoise.
But he's an ex-Marine, so
when he said that, I immediately thought that he was just going to turn into one of them real slow ones, just like, just a normal tortoise.
I feel like his entire character was like, especially later in the show, was totally a Ninja Turtles nod.
That's what I was thinking when I saw him transform. I'm like, that's fucking Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, he's not a were-tortoise. He's a fucking Ninja Turtle.
He's a Ninja Turtle because he's a badass. He's all with the fucking fighty and the punchy.
Because they asked, so do you go around kill people? He goes, no, I just sit in my house and eat lettuce.
Is it evil?
So I thought you said everyone kills the evil people or something. He's like, no, we're not all carnivores.
Yeah, because there's, like the head of the group is this school teacher who's a were-cheetah who, like, for my money, gets hotter and hotter as the episode, like, as the special goes along. Because it's like, oh, this lame ass bitch. And by the end of it, it's like, God, she's sexy. You know, because she's a were-cheetah and she eats people that pisses her off.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like, she gives all the exposition behind being a shapeshifter and stuff through like this really natural conversation with the main character. So like they do an expedition dump early in the episode, but it doesn't feel like one. It feels like a really natural conversation, which is really nice because like, you know, you get spoon-fed a lot of exposition in in shows and in movies where it's like, as you know, like I hate that fucking line. But anyway, so she's like this. She's kind of adorkable, but as she like starts to show her primal fucking man eating, like how she's embraced her where cheetah side and how she's embraced her inner predator. I don't know. I think she gets a little sexier as she goes.
It's like everything she was saying was like very, just like, the fuck? She's trying to fuck dude.
Oh yeah, she was giving him the fuck me eyes from the jump.
Well,
But she does talk about how like shapeshifters from werewolves to were-cheetahs to wereboars or whatever, they tend to like eating evil people because it tastes better. Which leads to this joke where it's like, oh, you know, I just like, you know, turn into a man-sized turtle and eat lettuce. It's like, is it evil lettuce?
yeah,
Is evil?
yeah, because dude still don't believe him. He's just
He's like, what the fuck have I wandered into?
I was wondering the same thing. I was just sitting there thinking, because like I said, I didn't read anything up on it, and I was just like, dude, how are they going to twist this? And then the Book of Bob comes out.
Oh God, the Book of Bob.
When I saw that, I was like, Bob really was in.
So there's like actual historical precedent to this. Okay? Excuse me while I get my nerd on. Okay, so like the definitive version of the Bible that we have in the modern times is the King James Bible. That's because I believe it was the Council of Nicaea who, and I could be wrong because there was two different major councils, and Nicaea is the one that I remember. Well, what they did is they sat down with King James and they went through all these books, okay, and they kind of, because there were like a lot of separate, there were a lot of writings that connected to the life and doings of Jesus Christ that were in the Bible that they excised for one reason or another. This has led to like the Angels and Demons, Dan Brown, Scion shit, and a lot of other things because they sat down and they kind of went through all the information they had and they edited out like whole books of the Bible. And it's basically the King James, which people think of as the infallible word of God. King James is like, I grew up in a Southern Baptist church, and the King James Bible was the end all be all. And what it was, it came from a council where they sat down and they decided what goes into the Bible and what doesn't. So, like the apocryphal books, if you've never read the apocryphal books of the Bible, especially if you were in the faith, check them out. Because there's unicorns, there's dragons, there's fucking basilisks, there's all kinds of fucking crazy stories in these apocryphal books. And I mean, it stands to reason the Book of Bob, I mean, maybe with a different name, was in there and featured all the crazy shit they're talking about, because the apocryphal books do contain some crazy shit. Go ahead.
I just think the name of Bob is just it was funny to me. It's like,
yeah, it's just really generic.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Book of Rufus. If you've ever seen Dogma, you know, Rufus, the 13th apostle, they cut him out because he's black. Yeah.
But yeah, the Book of Bob comes out, and they tell the history of the first werewolf, because they realize that he's a werewolf after putting wolfsbane on him.
And it explodes.
Yeah, I was like, why don't they just put wolfsbane? Because she gives him a catnip, hoping that he's a were-cheetah or were-cat, some sort of, so she can get her cat on. And so he's the first werewolf. Bob is, or I got lost in it. Bob, was it Bob? Was his name Bob? Yeah,
Bob. Yeah.
God gave him the power to go eat bad people, to go kill bad people, but Bob took too much pride into it. Therefore, God gave Santa Claus.
Well, he gave Saint Nicholas.
Yeah.
And Saint Nicholas couldn't beat him, so he went to Lucifer.
That's it.
For power, and he gave him these eagle talon shaped weapons called Satan's claws. And over the years, it turned into Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So in this apocryphal book of the Bible, it discusses Santa Claus and werewolves. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's how it changes to where Santa Claus or Saint Nick is coming after the what's it called, shapeshifters, or whatever the technical term is.
Do you know who plays? I think it's who plays Santa. I believe it's Greg Nicotero's brother, Frank Nicotero.
I don't know who that is. So
Greg Nicotero is who directed this.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
he's a big special effects makeup icon in special effects makeup.
Saint Nicholas looked badass. But once they learn that, then they realize that they're under attack somehow. Like they have cameras set up everywhere, and the alarms go off, and they set up shop to defend their place. Yeah, okay.
That's a great Nicotero.
Cool.
But yeah.
Yeah, they set up shop to stop the attack, and it's just all the people that you see around dressed up in Santa Claus outfits taking money.
Yeah,
they're actually warriors trying to stop the
shapeshifters. And when they bust into the meeting, that shit, like, my inner gun nerd got overrode by how fucking cool it was. Because, like, the shots weren't loud enough. It was like they were using, like the sound effects they used were, like, sounded like actual suppressed weapons. There are no suppressors in play. But they just fucking, man, they backed up to the back of the room and just started laying motherfuckers down. It was so cool. And I'd like to throw in that Richard, the guy who looked like Bull, just sat there, stoic as fuck through the whole thing. Didn't move a muscle. Was just like, handle up. Yeah.
They laid down. They killed all the I guess Santa's army people, and then Bob's just not over, or whatever his fucking name was.
Yeah, Richard,
it's not over. And then he just points at the camera, and they hear the jingling, and they see the sleigh go by. And then, of course, he starts speaking, and he's got this, liquid or drink potion that they can drink to keep their powers or to change anytime they wanted to, but they can have their same human minds. And with the skit, like, Santa Claus comes, you know what I'm saying? And he's got his little spinny willy knives on his hand.
I will say that I called Richard's true identity from about the time he started talking.
Yeah, it was kind of like, see, Bob.
Yeah, it's like he's either Bob or a descendant thereof, you know? But it doesn't matter because when Santa comes in, Santa's like this tall. He's probably like, what, 7.5, 8 feet tall?
Yeah.
He's just a fucking monster. And he's got these blades on his hands. They're like eagle talons, but they spin almost like he's a transformer or something. At the ends of his head, like he doesn't have hands, he just has these big blades. And we get introduced to him. He comes in, he ducks through the door, and he stands up, and he fucking, and one of his helpers is there on the floor, like he's been plugged real good, like he's mortally wounded. He's like, Santa, I've been wounded, help me, help me. And old Saint Nick reaches over with his fucking giant, like these blades are like a foot long. He just reaches over and tears Homeboy's head clean the fuck off.
Yeah.
Like that lets you know in the first, like without extra exposition or anything else, that lets you know that Santa in this fucking story is a bad motherfucker. He like no quarter given, no quarter asked. He saw the weakness in his follower and he ended him. You know what I'm saying? This is a fucking like warlord. You know what I'm saying? So Santa comes in and he's bad as fuck. And then he's like slick mouth too. He's like talking shit to everybody. It's like, oh, you're such and such and blah blah blah, and you're on my list. And you're such and such and blah blah blah, and you're on my list. You know?
Hey, did you notice though his what is it, his claws or whatever?
Yeah.
It almost looked like they were just a weapon slid onto his arms. So you think that they were that, or it just you couldn't help
Well, I
but
was
notice
hoping
how
that they
long.
were because how are you gonna fly a sleigh with them motherfuckers?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe they are just something that
Attachments.
he hands into. You know, because I mean, like he's also got to live a life. You know.
That's what I was thinking.
Dude, he would shred his own stuff if he went to piss.
Oh yeah. Wiping his
Getting
ass
out
would
of
be a
that suit.
nightmare.
How the fuck's he getting out of the suit?
Yeah. How are you driving that sleigh? How are you not? Because these blades are capable of like severing a human head in the blink of an eye. How are you holding the reins with those?
Them reins will be shredded.
So they've got to like mechanical weapons that he just like reaches in. It's like a Gundam. He just reaches in and grabs a hold of.
Yeah, like you said, he keeps talking shit, and then Bob was like, starts talking to him, and he's like, I recognize that voice. And he's like, you should. And he drinks his little potion.
No, he don't. He don't drink no potion. He just turns.
Yeah, he's like you.
No, when he turns around, when he turns his back to him, you see him. It looked like he, looked like he drank his potion. I don't know. I took it as he did, but I could be wrong because he turned his back to him.
Okay, go ahead.
And I thought he did, but anyways, he turned into this big ass fucking werewolf.
Yeah, dude. And
like,
kudos,
speaking motherfucker, man.
Kudos to everybody, like all the decision makers behind this show, for making it a puppet. It wasn't like a CGI werewolf.
Nope.
It was like a big fucking animatronic puppet, and I love it.
That's what I thought when I saw it. I said, man, this looks like something you go through a haunted house and would see.
Yeah. Sure. It wasn't like super great, but the fact that they didn't just decide to CGI this fucking werewolf in,
yeah,
is like.
But to me, it felt the same way as what's the creep show guy's name? The
Creeper?
Yeah, the Creeper. Is that his name?
Or maybe it's just Creep.
Yeah, like I wasn't 100% sure if it's the Creep or what, but it looked like, in that same form, because you see how he is on the show.
Yeah.
That puppet or whatever you want to call it. And it really wasn't no different. But yeah, and he's talking shit to Bob. I'm gonna cut your head off. I'm gonna da 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 da. And Hippopotamus Girl just cuts his fucking head off.
Where did she get the weapon?
She had it when she was killing the other
she got
Santa
it
Claus
off
brought it in.
Yeah, when he was talking to her and he asked she asked, "Are you am I on your list?" She was holding that was it a scythe or sleep? What is it called?
Well, it was I don't know, man. It was like a
scythe,
somewhere between a scythe and a spear, because it had a long blade with a cutting edge on it, but it wasn't hooked like a scythe.
Yeah, true. I don't know, but
the whole time until she ran up and attacked him, I'm like, okay, because I spent a lot of hours playing World of Warcraft, okay, and I know how this shit works. So apparently, obviously, I mean, Bob is your tank. He could take the most damage. He's one of the most powerful members of the party. He's got Santa's focus all on him. Like any damage that Santa deals is coming to Bob. So you've got the entire party, which is everybody else at the meeting, who could attack right then. But they did, because they'd have his back. He was completely undefended from behind, because there were no additional mobs. It was just the tank and Santa. And I was screaming at the TV. I was like, a tank. I was like, attack! Your tank has the fucking the boss's aggro.
What are y'all doing?
I was like, rush him, and I feel like it was unspoken and maybe unthought about, but it's almost like the girl who was a furry was the only one who understood this kind of like boss fight. The only one who understood that, okay, your tank has the aggro, fucking rush up and deal damage, and I'm screaming at the TV when fucking head falls the fuck off. Because I just kind of assumed that if you're a furry, you're also kind of a nerd.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, a nerd in at least one way.
Yeah, at least one way. And I mean, it's not a huge jump between like nerd and playing like World of Warcraft, for example, where like I get my, party battle knowledge from, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So you got your tank, and your tank's taking the aggro, and then you just fucking burn until you don't. You work your rotation, you burn on the boss until either you accidentally pull aggro away from your tank, or more ads pop up, and then she just comes up and fucking lops his head off. Because she was so butthurt because she wasn't on his list of Therianthropes. Because she, in her heart of hearts, she was a shapeshifter. You know what I'm saying? She was a fucking were-hippo in her heart of
hearts. And that's what she asked, and because the Bob was like, well, y'all can change whenever y'all want to and still have your mental capacity as a human. And she's like, what about me, Bob? Can I be a hippo? I've always wanted to be a hippo. And he's like, I'll turn you into a werewolf. And he's like, but that's what these all people have offered me. I don't want that. He's like, well, sit on Santa's lap. He might still have a little bit of magic.
I was really hoping that she would change her to a hippo, because I wanted to see what that would look like.
Me too. I was hoping against hope for a were-hippo.
And she made that fucking wish. She did not wish to be a hippo.
Nope.
She wished for, was it Lil Yachty or something like that?
For Lil Yachty.
And a bunch of money.
And $100 million. Which, I mean, also, if you've got one wish, and it's either to become a fucking Therianthrope for real, or be stupid rich and get to spend one night of passion with your celebrity crush, which one are you choosing?
Simple. I'm becoming a hippo.
I'm becoming a vampire, man. I don't know.
If you become a vampire, you could be rich.
I can live forever, and I can
take the money.
So
you just go take them. Because you don't do you have. I don't think I've
We're
ever seen
not
a
talking
full
about being
vampire.
a vampire though. So, anyways, yeah. So that's how it ended, and all of them stood around confused, looking like, "What the fuck just happened?" Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like I was really into this. I loved every minute of this. The transformations were good. I feel like was that CGI in the tortoise transformation?
Maybe.
I mean,
Probably.
it could have been CGI. It could have been just some weird like old school camera effect, but everything else was practical. It was really well shot. All the practical effects were good. Like all the characters were good. I was really into the story. And then at the end, we had a celebrity appearance from Lil Yachty and even the boar dude, the werebore, which I like. I really like that character. He was like, "Holy shit, it's Lil Yachty!" Like to let everybody know, like in the audience who doesn't give a shit about mumble rap, that hey, this is a celebrity cameo. Check this
Yeah.
out. Look, everybody, look at our celebrity cameo. And like I was like in love with this episode of Freak Show until then, and like the ending is so fucking stupid, but at the same time, it's like it's kind of funny. I kind
Yeah.
of love
You had
it.
to end it. So
Yeah, so her wish, instead of sitting on Santa's lap and asking to be a werewolf, she apparently asked for Lil Yachty, who is for those uninitiated, because I know the person I watched it with didn't have any idea who he was. He's a mumble rapper. He's like extremely successful as a mumble rapper, and he's like hella rich, and he's like, all grilled out and shit. And so she wished apparently for this dude to come and just fucking dick her down for one whole night and give her a
well,
$100
I
million
mean, do
dollars.
you know that for a fact?
Well, I mean, her wish came true.
What that he showed up, but
He showed up. He showed up and was like, "I'm here for you. Let's go make love until the fucking break of dawn."
this is in your own mind.
But
She said it though.
You made up this whole scenario.
but first, let's stop by the bank and get you $100 million.
You've made up that.
So yeah, it's not like explained in exposition, but you
Yeah.
can kind of figure in your mind this is what she actually wished for. Giving up the chance to be a werehippo to be dumb rich, like $100 million. That's fuck you money for the rest of your goddamn. That's fuck you money until your family's mine. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And getting
So
dicked down by your favorite rapper.
so go check this out if you. Well, I mean, if I don't, you should have probably already went and checked it out before we talked about it.
It out. I mean, like we gave spoilers, but there's a lot to really enjoy.
And movie of the week.
We got a question from Craig. Appreciate the question, Craig. What do you guys think of the Bruce Lee controversy in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Looking at it, I guess the controversy was that Bruce Lee, the character in the movie, was bested by Cliff, and it put a tarnish on Bruce Lee's character, or life story. Like he could be beat by a stuntman.
Yeah.
I guess. But I think it was, I don't know. I didn't really like that part of it, but Jetty liked the movie way more than I did. So
I really enjoyed the movie.
Me too.
Like the thing is like going back to like not even Tarantino, but just going back in Brad Pitt's catalog to Snatch. I love seeing Brad Pitt kick the shit out of people. Like I'm and further back to Fight Club. Like I love Brad Pitt and I love seeing him kick the shit out of people on screen. So when that fight came around in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I'm like, hell fucking yeah, dude. Whoop that dude's ass because you you know how it is when you know you could fucking annihilate somebody and they're just like peacocking, and you're just like, dude, I could fucking clean the floor.
I don't know that because I can't. Yeah, but yeah. So.
Like I could beat you unconscious, and
and I guess that too though. With that being said, Cliff was supposed to be a badass, and I don't think it was much as to tarnish Bruce Lee and his legacy, but as it was to boost Cliff in the movie.
Yeah, to show how
badass. Yeah, he could beat Bruce Lee. Like if Cliff was a real guy, if he was real, it's a fucking movie.
Yeah,
even though they're portraying people that were real, that actually lived. I didn't know. I didn't keep tabs on this movie, to be honest. I just recently watched it in the last week, and I wasn't thoroughly impressed. I don't know.
Yeah. It had been out for over a year when I finally watched it. And the only reason I finally watched it because I realized that I had bought it on Prime when it first came out. And just hadn't got around to committing almost 3 hours to watch the movie.
Yeah.
So I thoroughly enjoyed it because I am I love Tarantino and I love Brad Pitt and I love Leonardo DiCaprio, and seeing all of them work together was such a joy to me, and I'm really interested in the Manson family and the Manson murders. So to me, it was like a lot of my interests intersecting. But the most egregious thing for me in that movie was the reimagining of the Tate murders. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's one. That's why
I never even thought of this is supposed to be Bruce Lee or the controversy there. It was just it was Brad Pitt as Cliff Booth whooping somebody's ass, and that's something I can always get behind. Whether he's Cliff Booth or Tyler Durden or whoever he plays, or what's that fucking the Pikey from Snatch, where he's just a bad motherfucker. Dude, watching Brad Pitt whoop somebody's ass, just quick and dirty, is always fun for me.
And also, looking through an article, it's this is how Cliff remembers it. It's not like it was fact. It was him telling a story. It's his memory. So you always boost everything in your own mind.
Oh yeah.
So
the fish was really this big, but really this big.
And also with the controversy, get over yourself. Bruce Lee might have been an awesome martial artist, and he broke grounds with being an Asian and back in that time in movies and TV shows. But still, people can reference him in movies, and you shouldn't get mad that he lost a fight in a fucking movie.
He have a stroke at his mistress's house.
I don't know about
cheating on his fucking wife or something.
I don't know.
I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Hate me if you want to. I could be completely wrong there. I don't
want to get into that, but I'm saying it's a movie. Move on. This movie's not going to tarnish his legacy because you know why? Because it was a movie.
Because Bruce Lee is
not real.
Yeah. Bruce Lee was hated from the beginning. When he came to America and started teaching Americans the art that he taught them, his native countrymen were like, "You're a bitch.
Yeah, you're gonna wait
for taking this off this fucking out of our traditional homeland." Japan? Was he Japanese? Was he Chinese? I don't remember. But out of our traditional area of our own indigenous martial art, and you're taking it over to America and showing white people this shit, fuck you, you're a bitch. You know what I'm saying? He was disowned by members of his own martial arts community. He was hated there, and like he's been hated on forever. But the fact is that Bruce Lee is a bad motherfucker, and he's like a legend. So I don't believe that this movie from an auteur director, Quentin Tarantino, is going to tarnish his legacy. I mean, you can't. Platinum doesn't tarnish, dude.
And
Bruce Lee is a hero.
And as we're talking about legacies and things that will last on forever, Krampus, 2015 movie, Will.
For the movie of the week. Tonight on the movie of the week.
Oh, thank God! I forgot we were supposed to talk about this movie.
Yeah, you just shit on, dude.
Real quick before we go, Craig just wants to say he just listened to the last conversation of his question. Thanks for the thoughtful answers.
Oh, you're very welcome, sir. But Krampus, 2015 for the 5th time. Jesus, a boy who has a bad Christmas. Y'all realize that we just come back after like 3 months of not doing the Horror Basement podcast, and y'all have dragged this shit out.
I'm sorry. I'm hammered. This bottle is...
Shut up. A boy who has a bad Christmas accidentally summons a festive demon to his family home. So this was from 2015, and it's 98 minutes. This was going to be the movie of the week, but hey, this is a movie that should be played by everybody on Christmas.
Hey, you know what?
I think they should have a 24-hour special, just like this shirt that I'm wearing, A Christmas Story. And it should just play on the background for 24 hours at everybody's house. It's a good movie. It's funny. And
it was funny.
Hey, if you go by IMDb, this is not a horror. This is not a Christmas horror. This is a comedy drama fantasy.
Oh, bullshit. This is a Christmas horror movie.
You can try to make it into a comedy drama fantasy, but I wouldn't consider it a drama at all. I guess there's drama in the family, but
I guess so, yeah. Like,
guys swinging a fucking chain, kidnapping children and eating them with toys. Like, toys are fucking trying to murder you.
It's amazing. It's the same director who did Trick or Treat. So if you love Sam and you haven't seen this for some stupid fucking reason, go watch Krampus.
It's the first time I ever watched Krampus, so.
Exactly. You're welcome.
And and it's really good. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to break it down. I don't think we need to. We broke down a creep show that I thought was going to be real quick.
Sorry.
Yay is on a.
So your thoughts? Krampus is really good.
Krampus is really good. And also, before we get out of here, I want to say that 2005? 2015. Anyway, either way, this movie brought Krampus to America. Because people weren't like knowledgeable of Krampus. Like, I work with I love my team that I work with, but they're very like normal-ish people. And like a lot of people don't understand or know about Krampus. So like this brought this awesome depth of folklore to America and introduced it to American audiences, horror fans especially. Like,
where does it originate from?
Krampus. It's a Germanic thing. Like, dude, in like Europe, they still have Krampusnacht. It's Krampus's night. And they have parades where people dress up as Krampus. And Krampus would put your bad kid in a bag and beat him with sticks and shit until he was better. Like, I hate every character in this movie. There is not a character in this movie that I don't want to see die. I understand there's a baby in the movie and I don't fucking care. I want everybody in this movie to die. And I love this movie so much. So if you for some reason haven't seen Krampus and you're looking for something to watch this Christmas season, please, for the love of God, go watch Krampus. It's so fucking good. Mike Daugherty is an amazing director. It's like it's fucking every Christmas movie you've ever seen. It's Gremlins, it's Evil Dead, and it's PG-13, so you can watch it with your kids. There's not a lot of gore. There's no titties. There's no nudity. There's no sex. It's just
to me
fun.
That's the
it
guy.
should be.
He played Krampus, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Also, the Krampus.
If you're not, hold on. If you're not watching video, that was Luke Hawker. That's who played Krampus. So Jim Jam.
My bad. Yeti, what was you saying about the costume or
the Krampus? The design is really cool. It's very scary.
Yeah.
Like I said, it should be a 24-hour thing. Put it in the background as people sit and open presents and celebrate Christmas. And
I want to say
Christmas story.
I want to say that this movie actually got me in the Christmas spirit.
I'm telling you, though. I'm telling you.
I put it off for so long to watch this movie because I was stuck in my head about the PG-13 shit.
I don't know why.
I don't know. I love this movie so fucking much.
It was actually enjoyable, and my daughter has seen this movie 15 times, I think, or more.
Seriously, if you listen to this song, thank you so much. I hope you have a great Christmas, and
yeah, thank y'all for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, whatever you're celebrating this time of year. I hope it's really good, especially at the end of 2020. Be safe, be happy, love those who are around you. Thank you so much for sticking with us through this year. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
And I guess that's all we got, y'all. We out.
Oh, yeah. Stay spooky. Try not to be an asshole.
Now it's time to say goodbye to the basement guys again. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Or that is, spooks and spells. Take your shirt off. Y'all come back now, you hear?